Mix is presented by California Pizza Kitchen. Visit them today at the Holiday Resort Hotel.
Welcome back to In the Mix. She traveled all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada to speak at the University of Guam. Aside from being a publisher, she has a long list of accomplishments, and she's from Guam. Born and raised in Guam, Jean Munson graduated from the Academy of Our Lady of Guam and moved to Las Vegas to attend college at UNLV. The original plan to become a history teacher.
In between going to classes at UNLV, there was a comic book store called Alternate Reality Comics that I would go in between classes just to decompress with trying to become a teacher and trying to get through my classes. And I realized I really loved comics after not getting a teaching job, and so I made the decision to go in that direction for a career.
And she's taken the comic book world by storm, bringing a fresh and thought-provoking perspective about feminism and the challenges young girls face trying to fit into societal norms. She even used her own experiences growing up in Guam and wove them into themes in her comics. She's now the founder and publisher of Plot Twist Publishing. One of her biggest accomplishments happened just this year when she was featured in Rolling Stones.
What happened was I was the anniversary graphic designer for the chosen out of the state of Las Vegas where the Women's March happened. And the Women's March is an international event, and not an event but like a statement, right? And so I won, and I was telling the Academy students at the time, I am a girl from Guam, right, living in Nevada, and I'm even getting goosebumps. There was no other time I would have been there, right? I could have been a history teacher doing something else, or all these other directions, and at that moment, I stayed home to work on a design, right? And when I was selected, I was telling the students, I cried for all morning, right? Because it's not just winning, right? It's this is the work I have done my whole life that people have nationally recognized, but that I always say this when I do talks about that particular artwork, is what more work is there to do after this, right? What more of a statement? It's cool to win, but what more influence am I going to impact on people? And so that being on the Rolling Stone exponentially shot up my career, because now people want me to work for them because, as an artist, I don't just sit around. I have good turnaround times, and I am very well connected, in the sense that I like to bridge people together, no matter if you're a higher up person or not. It's just I see always the good in someone and their potential.
And if that's not enough, she has 2 projects set to roll out later this year.
What's next for me is we're creating a book called Queen's Comic Anthology, right? Because I work with so many young teens, and that's a community project through Plot Twist Publishing, and it's to respond to the Me Too movement, right? We're getting a lot of these accounts of sexual harassment and whatnot, and so I'm excited that this particular book, a lot of my books will be feminist-based, of empowerment, right? So this is the one I'm particularly close to heart to, because we're teaching women how to answer with sass, right? Some of the funny stories of to defeat that perception. It's a really deep concept, but some of the entries are already in. I just have to write the acceptance letters, and there's some it's really hard to stand up to and say the right thing, but we had wonderful entries come in, so that's gonna come out the end of this year, right? And then there's also the Magic Glasses, which I'm working with someone in Compton, right? A poor part of the California area, to produce a comic about Latinas, making it.
Munson is also the founder of Girls Reaching Radical Levels of Success. The nonprofit organization provides cost-effective programs to youth, such as self-defense and confidence-building classes. She's also the program manager for the Women's Research Institute of Nevada, a program for college students.
I came through that program too. I was just a history major, but now I'm a cartoonist entrepreneur, right, and a community activist. You can wear so many hats. So what we do is we take 25 of those women, house them in UNLV from all over the state, and they eat, sleep, and breathe leadership, right? And they meet other famous and successful women in the Nevada area, right? So these kind of contexts would have taken them 10 years to accumulate. They get to experience in 6 days. For more on Jean's projects, make sure to check out Plot Twist Publishing on Facebook. Stay tuned. Up next, M.